Episode 7 was absolute peak. I enjoy it a lot. I think it's my second favorite episode behind episode 6, but we'll see. I want to do an extra video on some of the theories of this episode. I felt like episode 7 reaction didn't have enough theory crafting. So, I rewatched episode 7. I rewatched my reaction to episode 7. I'm gonna cook absolute cereal or a 5-course dinner, okay? So let's get into it. First point. Nothing is a coincidence. Events are manipulated by the feather we keep hearing in the background. The writing sound. That comes from the feather. I think it's also called a quill. The feather you write notes with or write books with, I think it's called a quill. So it's not a feather, it's a quill. I think. And I think Antikonu's notebook is written with that feather. Right? Also, talking about this, writing the Antikonu's notebook with that feather, what about Klein's own notebook that he had in his room? Did Klein write his own notebook that mentions everyone will die, including me, with that quill, and the events came true? What about the transmigration? So, we know that in Klein's notebook, there was a note at the end of the notebook that said everyone will die, including me. Is that the reason why he killed himself? Did he use that feather that we keep hearing in the background? Where did the feather go? If that's the case. I don't know. But if, let's say, Klein is not in control of his own fate, and the fate is in control of the feather, who is riding with the feather right now in the background? Maybe the feather doesn't need someone to write with it. Maybe the feather is like the sealed artifact 20789, right? That we saw in episode 3. What if it has a mind on its own? What if this is the final villain? What if the feather is behind our transmigration as well? Notice how he wrote down everyone will die. That was the last note he had, and then he killed himself. In episode 1. And his classmates as well. Now, if the feather is like the 20789, I think, the episode 3 one, is it the Great Zero artifact? 2049, sorry. Everything written with this feather will come true. I put in brackets, someone is writing Klein's fate. Maybe the feather is writing its own. Also, is the feather the relic that is mentioned in Roselle's diary? I thought so. Episode 7, I saw the feather in the beginning of the episode. I'm like, why do we keep seeing this feather? It has to have some kind of insignificance. Now, today morning, I rewatched episode 7. I saw the feather again. I got feather PTSD. I was like, oh, what is it? Then I remembered that the last line in Klein's notebook said, everyone will die, including me. Yes, the feather is behind Klein's suicide. Now, we know that the Antikonu's notebook was next to Klein as well. Now, we know that the Antikonu's notebook also affected him some way. Why do we know that? Because behind the Chinese gate, we had another artifact that was like inactive. It hasn't been active for like 200 years, I think, or something like that. Remember the unlucky charm doll or whatever? Remember that? It was only active after Antikonu's notebook was put behind the Chinese gate. So, maybe Antikonu's notebook activated the feather, the quill that Klein was riding with, and made it into like a thing that can write your fate or whatever. So maybe it being a Great Zero artifact is not true. Maybe Great Zero artifact quill / feather, or feather corrupted by the, thank you for the 40 rupees, by the Antikonu's notebook. Fuck. Now, wait, how do we do this? I'm not a... Oh, you can see. I'm messing this up. Okay. Everyone will die, including... Notice how after Klein said that, he shot himself. Now, what was he using to write that note? He was using the feather. My question is, who is using the feather right now? If you go back here, I did say, if... Now, this is a new thing that I just thought of. If the Anticonus notebook corrupted the feather, does it even need an owner anymore? Is the feather riding Klein's fate without having an owner? You notice how this sealed artifact, like the 2049, act on their own, they move on their own? Why can't the feather move on its own? Can, right? By the way, if this turns out to be that the feather in the background and the sound noises are just symbolic for the author writing the novel or whatever, and it has nothing to do with the story, I'm actually gonna hit my face, by the way. This is super significant. Wait, my brain is moving right now. I'm getting inspired by the music. The feather controls Klein's fate. The Anticonus notebook is connected with the feather. Maybe Anticonus notebook corrupted a feather that Klein was riding with, or the feather Anticonus are two different entities and just happen to be in the same room with Klein when he killed himself, right? But Anticonus notebook, we know that it has abilities to corrupt people, because remember Bieber in episode 3? The Anticonus notebook corrupted Bieber and Bieber became an evil spirit. Same way, Chinese Gate in episode 7. I think the Anticonus notebook corrupted the unlucky charm doll, because it was dormant for 200 years. And it only awakened after, I'm saying this right now, after the Antigonus notebook was put there. So which one I think is more likely, right, from these two? I think this is more likely. Now, the reason why I said this as well, and this might be true still, is because they were talking about a relic in episode 7 in Roosevelt's diary with Saratul. Now, I do think that the manipulation started going on during Rosell's time. During the Fourth Epoch, was Rosell being manipulated by Saratul, the creator of the Secret Order? Was Saratul one that made Rosell want the Seer Pathway? Saratul was also on the Seer Pathway. From what I have seen from Rosell and his diaries, I think Rosell is a pretty unlikable guy. Rosell called his own children stupid in one of his notes. I don't know, maybe they deserve to be called stupid, I'm not sure. But he did call them stupid, right? I don't like him, from what I have seen from his notes, okay? So, was he dumb enough himself to be manipulated by Saratul? Interesting. Also, I did some research in the morning today. I looked up definitions, because I know Ammon and Abraham, both of these things are biblical things, right? Ammon has a meaning in two different cultures. Ammon, in Egyptian mythology, means God whose name means hidden one or the invisible one, right? I don't think that's a coincidence. I think cuttlefish took inspiration from these mythologies. Now, we get to more interesting stuff here in a second. Abraham, the name Abraham, of Hebrew origin, means father of multitude, or father of many nations, okay? We don't have much info about Abraham and Ammon. They were just mentioned in Rosell's diary, but it was really interesting to do some research, right? Now, brought my attention that the word Anticonus is not a made-up word. Anticonus is not a made-up word. It's not gooning or whatever, people like to joke. It's actually from ancient Greek of Tikovus, and it means worthy of his father or comparable of his father. Now, What does also, before this, what has father in its name? Abraham means father of many nations. Is Antigonus worthy of Abraham in history? Is Abraham and Antigonus connected? I think so. I think this is not a coincidence. This is the terms of these names is not a coincidence. Very interesting in here as well is Ammon, the hidden one, the invisible one. There is someone, I just thought of this right now, by the way, and I got a huge smile on my face. There is someone, like we know, pulling the strings behind the scenes. I'm just guessing. But what if Ammon is the one writing with the letter? Because he is the invisible one, the hidden one. Faithful. Also, Ammon can mean a faithful master, workman, or nurturer. But for the sake of theories, I'm nitpicking the invisible one or the hidden one. Anyway, if I think this is more likely, this theory right here on the second one. I think this one is more likely, right? But if it is a grade 0, does it belong to Ammon family? Ammon means the hidden one in Hebrew? Egyptian, sorry. Is he... Wait, no. Are they the ones pulling the strings? Now, do we know anything about them being rivals or not? Because one of my theories also is that the Antigonus family notebook is written by that feather. Fuck, wait. Okay. Wait, it doesn't make sense though. Then it doesn't make sense. How can it be corrupted before it being written? Wait! No. Fuck, I'm trying so hard, man. I know it goes hard, but I'm so fucking bad at it. But this bothers me. When Abraham means the father of nations and Ammon means worthy of his father, is Antigonus a branch family of Abraham? Or comparable to his father? These are families, right? Antigonus' family was destroyed, but the notebook was left behind. Also, other artifacts like the 2049 we saw in episode 3. We're gonna come back to this later. I'm gonna refresh my mind, talk about other theories. Okay, this one I'm pretty certain about. Old Neil. Old Neil's hesitation about engagement party. Success his fiancée died before marriage, or his wife died after marriage. Because notice his reaction. Notice his reaction in episode 7 when Kinsley got married. Kinsley? Kinsley or Kinsley? Kinsley. That was not a normal reaction. Normal reaction would be, congratulations. His reaction was, congratulations. That was his normal reaction. I will show you. Look closely.
克莱恩，早上好，科恩里。
Kenley, not Kinsley, sorry.
今天是什么我不知道的节日吗？
啊，我昨天订婚，
Look at old Neil.
所以
Why is he shook?
那真是值得庆祝的大喜事。
Look, he's thinking about it. He's like... And then...
婚啊！
he thinks about it. But look how his eyes light up like he snaps out of it. Oh. Congratulations.
啊，恭喜小科恩里。
That's not normal. His wife died. And now he makes it up with a joke. Very smooth, Neil.
哎呀，不容易呀！停更职业者小队终于要摆脱单身诅咒了。
Classic old Neil. Making jokes, even though he's probably hurting inside. I think that theory is 95% true. The feather one is probably 0% true. I will be so sad if it turns out that the feather in the anime is a homage to the greater. I'll be so fucking mad. Now. Pregnant woman Megus. Remember him? Her? Now, but my question is, what is a coincidence and what is not a coincidence? Was the divination lab intel a coincidence, or was it dictated by the fate? Remember how Megus and the other girl, I forgot, Christina, right? They came asking help from the divination lab about his husband leaving and being a crook or whatever, and then later we found out that the husband is behind. Was his name Lavenus, guys? Lavenus? I don't want to get this wrong. Lavenus? Turned out that he was the one behind stealing the skull of Asik's beloved son. Whatever ritual they had at the end there, right? Was it a coincidence? Or was it dictated by, someone riding his fate with a feather? Was the misfortune puppet activation to decline's presence? I think it was not a coincidence. But not for the reason you think. I think the Anticonus notebook was the one that activated misfortune puppet in the Chinese gate. It was not a coincidence that it woke after 200 years, but it's nothing to do with Klein's fate. That's what I think. Klein fully digesting the Seer Potion at the exact moment he realizes divination isn't everything. Coincidence or not, I think it actually wasn't a coincidence. He discovered the acting method. Was that also a coincidence or not? I think that wasn't a coincidence. Sirius in the library. Sirius loses control. Klein getting the sequence 8 potion recipe from Sirius. Getting the letter from for Mr. Zed. That was not coincidence. That was fate written for Klein. Fifth feather. The feather appears every time major plot points are written. Now, this is really important. Every time the feather appears on the screen, and this maybe not every time, like minor, like major plot points. That's when the fate is written for Klein. That's when it happens. That's when plot points are written by someone, or the feather itself. Why does the feather even need an owner to do that? Maybe the feather is acting on its own. The grey fog and feather are also connected. They have to be. God. Let's go back to Megus. I'm thinking, was the evil spirit we saw during Tingen's Doomsday teaser at the start of episode 1, was that her? That woman I thought was pregnant. I rewatched episode 1. The evil spirit I thought was pregnant, no? Also, I think that the woman I rewatched episode 7, I rewatched my reaction as well to episode 7. I know, loser behavior, right? Also, I think Lanavus is trying to summon the true creator because the ritual is going on. Lanavus? Ah! Sorry. I'm not gonna fuck the name. Lanavus is trying to summon the true creator because he is part of the Aurora Order and other people around him. Also, why does he need Asik's son's skull? Why does he need Asik's son's skull? The scene was 1 month before the episode? I watched that episode 3 times. Butterflies symbolize fate, right? Anyway, does it say 1 month before? Are we for real? For real? Ah! Another S-tier reactor. It's there for... I watched episode 7 3 times. I watched episode 7 3 times. I watched it yesterday when I was recording it. I was watching today morning to prepare for this stream. I watched my own reaction. Luanese didn't translate the date rewind here. It didn't translate this, but it translated 1 month prior. LOL tier reactor, yeah. Back to C tier, guys. Anyway, let's check at the hair color. New theory I should scoop up now. What if this is Mekus and the pregnancy? Oh my god. They planted a baby like this inside of Mekus. This is Mekus. This is 1 month prior. This is Megus. There's some fucking evil spirit brewing in her stomach. Because this is 1 month prior. This is hair color matches. God, I fucking fumbled so hard with the 1 month prior, man. I'm actually so mad at myself. Oh, this is so stressful, man. And the baby is gonna be born. Oh my god, the episode 1, like the episode 1 prologue, Tingen's Doomsday, it's gonna be her probably. Anyway, let's check episode 1 as well. Tingen's Doomsday, 1349, September. Oh. The Iron Age. Oh! Oh, this music! It's her. Ah, it's her. It has to be her. It's her. This is caused by the Aurora Order. I wanna show you something here. I remember this. I remember she was pregnant from like earlier, but look at this now. The animation is insane, by the way. He dies. Don't look like her, but she's pregnant. The same hair. What do you mean? I mean, how can you tell that yeah, it does not look like her, but do you know why it does not look like her? Because look at her face. She looks like an evil spirit. Maybe that's why I shall offer all of the sacrificial lambs. Wait, where have I heard that before? Oh, when Vincent was talking to you, I think Mr. said about the Antikonos notebook. Who's talking, by the way? Who's talking? Her color is the same, yes. Maybe it's all in the dream. Oh! What if this is like Don Smith's dream manipulation? What if everyone is getting played? What if this is a false flag event? No, I can't think about that. No, it can't be. This is real. Your divine descent. Oh! This went hard. I know it doesn't look like him because she looks freaky as fuck because she's an evil spirit, right? But the hair color is the same and she's pregnant. I think that's all that matters to give me a 95% chance that it's true. Can we get a frame of her again, please? She looked very creepy. Can't wait for reactions. I'm gonna react to my old theories, guys. I'm gonna make a video reacting to my old theories. So, going back to the theory. God damn it, I don't wanna get this name wrong. Lanevus. Okay, Lanevus. Going back to my theory. Lanevus planted that baby inside Megus with some kind of divination. Ritual, right? Which means the Azig skull is also somehow revealed. Involved, not revealed, sorry. Azig's son skull, sorry, not Azig, god damn it. Why? Why does he need Azig's skull? Why? Azig's son skull. Let's think about this and write down some slop that might not be true. Try to spot every coincidence. We were doing that, yeah, earlier. Is it because he... is it connection to Azig? Why? Is it because Isaac is on the Gravedigger pathway? No, wait. Corpse Collector pathway. But then Isaac's son might not be in a Beyonder in the first place. Was it said that Isaac's son wasn't a Beyonder? I think it was said that he was just a knight. Is Isaac Sequence 1 Corpse Collector? Is Isaac a god? I just thought of this right now. Is that why the skull for Isaac's son is significant in this ritual that he needs to do? One of my theories is that when you reach, it's up here somewhere, Mulder theories, if you reach sequence 1 in a pathway, you transform into a deity. Like Evernight Goddess is sequence 1 seamless pathway. Now, let's say Isaac is a god. You know, Klein is looking at him the whole episode in episode 6 or whatever. But maybe that's just Isaac is taking a human form or something like that. Anyway, I think I'm too fucking deep. This is a fucking rabbit hole. I don't think we have enough evidence for that. So I'm not gonna spend too much time on that. But why Isaac's son's skull? Why is it significant in this? What was the other item in episode 7? Is this the true creator symbol? I do think they're trying to summon the true creator, by the way, and it goes wrong or something like that. That's my theory as well. Why do they need a skull for that? There is no other item. There's this amulet though. Marauder, Swindler, by the way. Swindler. That's her. That's her. I don't think, by the way, for the record, I don't think Isaac is sequence 1. But I do think he wants the skull because he is Isaac's son, and it's significant because of Isaac's pathway. Corpse Collector. It just makes sense, right? Clown is sequence 8. Clown. Seer, yeah. Klein is not sequence 8 clown. Klein is sequence 9 seer. He doesn't have the potion yet. He has the recipe for the potion. Anyway, why am I talking to the chat? That's my theory. But what significance does it have? Has to be with the pathway. Anyway. I mean, by the way, guys, if you're new, just tuned in. Amon in Egyptian means hidden one or the invisible one. Abraham means father of multitude, father of many nations, and Antigonus means worthy of his father. Antigonus and Abraham are really related. Not sure about Amon though. The hidden one makes me think they're the ones behind, pulling the strings behind the scene. Anyway. I think I'm done, guys, with the theories now. We've been going for like an hour. God, I'm actually like exhausted from that. And I feel like I did not do that good. I don't think I was doing that good, but I don't know. I'm gonna react to my old theories. I'm gonna laugh at myself in the future, by the way, after I finish season 1 or whatever. We have old Neil, chat. Also join the Discord. My mind is exhausted and we have class. We have to go class, man. We have old Neil class. What's new in the... Let's check. Do we have... we reacted to Ellen historian earlier as well. Send your food pics here, guys. Look at Constantine's food. Rated out of 10. I'm still confused why sequence 7 is like... Yeah, I'm confused about that too. I'm really confused. Episode 1 he had actually had a clown show. So the clown guy from Secret Order, I think maybe in episode 1 he was actually... I just realized something. It has been in my face the entire time. The clown knows about the acting method. That's not a coincidence. It can't be a coincidence. It can't be a coincidence. It can't be a coincidence. Man, why was I not talking about that before, man? What if the Secret Order clown was acting on his sequence 8 potion and he knows about it? How does he know? Secret Order is connected to Zaratul. Zaratul was the leader of the Secret Order, and we know that Zaratul and Roselle were in communication. So Roselle was speaking to Saratul, and now the rest of the Secret Order still knows about the acting method because it was passed down the information from Saratul. Oh my god. They still know. They still know about it. I did not think of that. Anyway, old Neil. Brain is so exhausted from that, by the way. Okay. Also, Dolly is very suspicious. I suspect Dolly is knows about the acting method somehow. Maybe Dolly has connections to the Secret Order because what do you mean she has consumed 3 potions in 2 years? Okay.